This is Stone Cold Export, and today we are building an all-white PC, and the build itself will be in stop motion. So this is my first attempt at a stop motion PC build, so it will probably be room for some improvement. But let's go over the parts right after the new intro. So this PC has been the result of a couple of years of gathering parts. The MSI B350 Tomahawk motherboard, for instance, is a few years old now, but there is a good reason for using it. It's white. There are so few white motherboards out there, which is why we're using this one, even though the VRMs are not the best. The only other option that I can think of is the Asus X570 Prime Pro motherboard, something like that, but that is ridiculously expensive here. And the PCB is not white on that model. The CPU we're using was purchased at Black Friday last year and is the AMD Ryzen R7 2700X, 8 cores and 16 threads. It doesn't have a single core speed of Zen 2, but it's still a great CPU in its own right. Of course, an R5 3600 would be a better fit with the motherboard we're using, but the 2700X was quite a bit cheaper at Black Friday, so we are going with that. The memory we're using is Corsair Vengance RGB 2x8GB sticks running at 3200 MHz CL16. These particular ones have Hynix CJR ICs, and they are of course white. For the GPU I had to go with Nvidia, as there are non-white AMD GPUs. And the choice was the Gigabyte RTX 2070 Super Gaming OC, which I did a review on quite a while ago. This card is fairly quiet, has great cooling and excellent performance, and it comes in white, which is nice. The power supply is not white, and it's the oldest part of this machine. It's a Corsair HX650 modular power supply with rainbow colored wires, so as the name suggests, this is 650 watts. We will be using some Phanteks white extensions, so the colors of the cables doesn't really matter. The case is the Fractal Design R6 white version, which originally had a black front, but that has been fixed. Kinda wish we waited for the R7, but I didn't think it would come out so soon after the R6. The Corsair H100i RGB Platinum SE is in charge of cooling the CPU, so this is a 240mm AIO, which should have no problems cooling the 2700X. Now, these are the highlights. Now let's just go on to the stop motion build, and then we talk a bit more about it afterwards. So there you have it. I did have a Corsair Lighting Node Pro to get some ambient lighting going, and I love the way the white parts take on the color of the lights. I think it looks pretty good. Airflow is not optimal though. The GPU stays pretty cool at around 68 degrees Celsius, the CPU stays around 70 degrees Celsius, but the VRMs get pretty toasty at 110 degrees Celsius. I believe max is about 115 degrees, so it's still safe, but I am considering machining some custom heatsinks just to be on the safe side, but we'll see what I'll end up doing, I'm not sure. I was not allowed to add any more fans. I did try to flip the rear fan, which brought the VRM temps below 100 degrees, but if you don't have any exhaust fans, the GPU gets really noisy and hot, and you really need a fan to get the warm air out of the case. Positive pressure is simply not enough. Anyway, the system works great for its intended tasks, such as 3D modeling along with photo and video work. The 2700X is a great CPU for these sorts of workloads and does really well in gaming too, just not quite as well as a 3rd gen Ryzen. But I've blathered on enough. Thank you so much for watching this, and farewell for now.